On Tuesday, March 28th, US and Israeli warplanes, including strategic bombers, launched a new wave of devastating airstrikes against Iranian missile facilities. According to US and Israeli media reports, at least 3 Iranian missile production and storage sites were destroyed in the bombings, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing air campaign. B-2 bombers strike deep. Underground facilities destroyed. US Central Command confirmed that the strikes were carried out by aircraft, including B-2 strategic bombers, which targeted several key Iranian military positions. Witnesses reported that the US bombers flew at very low altitudes, dropping munitions capable of penetrating mountain fortifications. The explosions were described as massive, sending plumes of smoke billowing into the sky like thunder. According to witnesses, the bombers took off from US bases in Kuwait and Missouri before conducting their strikes. The primary targets were underground warehouses located at the base of mountains, facilities used both for storing Iranian ballistic missiles and for manufacturing them. These hardened positions had previously been considered difficult to destroy, but the B-2 bombers' precision munitions proved effective in breaching them. The US Central Command stated that the daily bombardment by US and Israeli warplanes is necessary because Iran continues to maintain the ability to launch missiles from its remaining storage sites. Iranian media released images showing missile launches from a mountain range in the northern part of the country, a stronghold that required the use of B-2 bombers to neutralize. Iran's missile capability severely degraded. US military officials estimate that Iran has now lost up to 90% of its ballistic missile arsenal. Despite this significant degradation, the US Central Command acknowledged that Iran still retains the capability to fire long-range missiles at multiple enemy targets, including Israel and US bases in the Gulf. Witnesses in various provinces reported seeing Iranian warplanes being downed as US and Israeli forces continued their aerial assault. The capital, Tehran, experienced heavy airstrikes, with US and Israeli warplanes repeatedly flying low over several provinces. Agence France Presse quoted witnesses who said the aircraft were clearly visible and could even be photographed from the ground. Power grid targeted. Blackouts across the country. Airstrikes also targeted Iran's energy infrastructure. Witnesses reported that electricity was cut off across almost the entire capital, with US warplanes flying low and believed to have damaged power plants in Tehran. Blackouts were also reported in Alborz province, as well as in the city of Qom in Markazi province and in Bork province. In Kerman province, the sound of explosions was heard, particularly in the city of Kerman, as US and Israeli planes flew low and dropped bombs and missiles on Sunday night. The widespread nature of the strikes, combined with the low altitude of the attacking aircraft, has led military experts to conclude that Iran's air defense system may have been completely destroyed. Iran's air defense completely destroyed. The most striking aspect of the recent strikes is the apparent absence of any effective Iranian air defense response. Witnesses expressed bewilderment at the sight of US bombers flying at low altitudes visible to the naked eye without being engaged. Where is Iran's air defense system? One witness asked. US President Donald Trump addressed the issue with confidence, assuring reporters that Iran's air defense system has been destroyed and that the country's ability to use missiles to shoot down aircraft is no longer a concern. US warplanes will have great freedom to fly in the country's airspace, Trump said. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth confirmed at a cabinet meeting on Saturday that, according to US military command, Iran's air defense system has been completely destroyed and that the country's airspace has effectively fallen under the control of US and Israeli warplanes. Trump's next move, seizing the Strait of Hormuz with Iran's air defenses neutralized. President Trump is now signaling a potential new phase in the conflict. In an interview with Israel's Channel 14, Trump confirmed that the United States is still preparing to seize the Strait of Hormuz from Iranian forces. Of course, it will be necessary to take the strait from the hands of the Iranian army, Trump said. Iran will then be in a very bad situation. Trump stated that the United States has a plan to cut off Iran's influence by capturing the strategic waterway, through which approximately 20% of the world's oil passes. The move would be a severe blow to Iran's economy and its ability to project power in the Gulf. Regional allies and proxies. How the strike backers US and Israeli forces press their advantage. Iran's regional proxies have begun to respond. On March 29th, the Houthi militia in Yemen, one of the largest militant groups in the Middle East and a key Iranian proxy, announced that it had launched a missile attack on Israel. The group described the attack as an intervention in support of its Iranian ally. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu responded forcefully, vowing that any Iranian alliance that dares to rise up must be destroyed. Iran is now not the Iran of the Islamic Republic anymore, Netanyahu said. The Lebanese rebels who are pawns of this regime have also been destroyed. Any Iranian alliance that dares to rise up now must be destroyed and not given the ability to help the Iranian regime. Netanyahu drew parallels to previous Israeli operations against Hamas and Hezbollah, suggesting that the Houthis would meet a similar fate. Naval threats. Iran vows to sink U.S. warships as the United States prepares for a possible operation to seize the Strait of Hormuz. The Iranian Navy has issued its own warnings. The commander of the Iranian Navy, Admiral Shahram Irani, confirmed that Iran is monitoring the movements of the USS Abraham Lincoln and other naval assets in the Gulf. As long as the US opens the door to seize the Persian Gulf, Iranian missiles will be launched to sink this largest warship, Irani said. The US has significantly increased its naval presence in the region, deploying a large warship carrying approximately 4,000 military personnel. With additional forces, the total US military presence in the Gulf now exceeds 17,000 troops, and the overall military footprint in the Middle East has surpassed 50,000 personnel. Trump, in his Channel 14 interview, suggested that the mechanism for seizing the Gulf must begin without specifying a timeline or specific operations. Iran's counter-threat. A million-man army in response to the escalating US and Israeli pressure. The Islamic Republic of Iran has threatened to wage a protracted war. Iranian officials claim that the country has prepared 1 million troops to launch a counterattack against US and Israeli ground forces. The regime has vowed that any ground invasion will be met with a war that will continue until the United States and Israel agree to withdraw. Conclusion. A conflict reaching its climax with Iran's air defense system in ruins, its missile arsenal reduced by 90%, and its energy infrastructure under sustained attack. The Islamic Republic finds itself in its most vulnerable position since the conflict began. The United States, meanwhile, is signaling that it is preparing for the next phase, a ground operation to seize the Strait of Hormuz, which would deal a potentially fatal blow to Iran's economy and regional influence. As US and Israeli warplanes continue to roam freely over Iranian skies, and as Iran's proxies begin to strike back, the conflict appears to be entering its most dangerous phase yet. Whether Iran will capitulate, escalate further, or attempt to open a new front in the Red Sea or elsewhere remains to be seen. What is clear is that after 4 weeks of war, the endgame is now in sight and the stakes could not be higher.